for now. If it's even leave for now. Okay. So now we'll about that.
Well, good afternoon and welcome to another exciting episode of Talking Parish League. I am in the studio with some very important, illustrious persons here. And of course, I am Marvelous M.R. Richards, your host for this afternoon, until our distinguished host for this particular program, Leroy John Baptiste, gets here. And of course, I have with me my co-host, Taddy Arundel. But before I introduce our guest to you, we'd like to let you know that Talking Parish League has been brought to you with the kind compliments of our platinum sponsor, who is the ACB Caribbean. They have been sponsoring Parish League cricket for over 43 years, and also they have been in banking for over 63 years here in Antigua. And so we suggest that for all your financial and banking needs that you need to check them out. They are situated at the corner of Thames and St. Mary's Street. And there is the financial center, which is on High Street there. And whenever you go to them, the pleasant staff there is always willing to serve you, and you can always bank on them. We are talking about ACB Caribbean, Simply Smarter Banking. Also, Blue Mountain Water is known as the greatest tasting water and also the purest. You can get that at the mega distributors, and they are situated on American Road. Also, Cecil Charles Group of Companies, Seco Pharmacy for all your pharmaceutical and medical needs. They are situated right here on High Street, along with Hutchison Limited. They are the agents for Pine Hill Juices. So whatever your fruity flavor preference is, it's just easy to sip and smile with a Pine Hill juice. And you can get that at Hutchison Limited, and they are situated on the Factory Road. Also, plumbing and electrical for great service and good deals. Everything plumbing and electrical, all at one stop. And they are situated on the Potter's Main Road. Also, brands for less. You pay less for quality branded products, and they cater for men, women, and children. And like I said, you just have to tell them we here at Cricket Parish League, Antigua Cricket Parish League sent you, and you may get additional deals. Now, I must also tell you that we are on Facebook and YouTube Live, and we also on channel CTV channel 8, where you can see this live. Our link for Facebook is Facebook at ACB Caribbean Parish League, and on YouTube at Antigua Parish League. I repeat that. Facebook at ACB Caribbean Parish League, and also on YouTube at Antigua Parish League. And as I said before, we are on channel CTV channel 8, and the link there, the Zoom link is 636-015-0303. That's 636-015-0303, and the password is a very simple and easy one. It's 12345. 12345. You can also call us at WhatsApp at 1268-776-2866. That's 1268-776-2866. And remember to like and to share. Share us with your friends. Now, in studio with us this afternoon here is our panel, we will talk about today the life and times of one of our cricket, and well, I should say sporting icon, because he also played football and in cricket for Antigua. We're talking about Patrick Evanson, better known to most as Sheepy. And we've got in the studio with us here one of his close friends and confidant, none other than Rashadai X, Hugh C. Gore. Also, we have Gatesworth James and Hillary Ambrose. Welcome, guys. Welcome to Talking Parish League.
Thank you. Nice being here, my friend. Well, man, good afternoon again. Good to be on the show again, you know what I mean? And hey, maybe not such a good moment today because we're talking about the life and times of Patrick Evanson. Well, you know, man, one of the players, cricketers I've heard about when I was small, you know, and I want to meet these guys, you know what I mean, guy. I've heard so much about them. But I didn't even know he played for Lelanders and all that against MCC and all that kind of thing. I didn't know man was so good. You hear about people, but when it's small, when you live countryside, you know much more than all the guys, you know what I mean? So, the guys in the city might have seen him, but I saw him when he's fading nowadays, you know, but he was still a very good captain. I still play for Antigua too, man. What I remember about him most of all is the passion he had for the game. I remember living over somewhere and went to watch a trial game, and he didn't make money. Maybe he got the duck for all, you know. And I saw the people around the car by him. So when I went there, the man was crying. I said, make me serious. I said, seriously, buddy. That's what he said to us. I said, man, that's good. A man don't want to fail. You know what I mean? When you watch persons, you know, man fail and happy to go to the wicket.
They're smiling.
Smiling so. You know, you don't understand it. Those old guys played for the love of it, and they wanted to do well. And that's what I saw at the time with Patrick Emerson. You know, I said, wait, man, that man there, boy, that's something else. Because he was a captain of the team, you know. He know about job business now. He know he gets to play now. But he still wanted
10 others with him, right?
Yeah, but he still wanted to do well, man. Try and imagine, you know. I said, boy, this is something you must emulate. You don't want to do well. Put in the work, put in the effort, you know what I mean? And that stuck with me. I remember that most of all about him. And I saw captains of Team Antigua and saw some matches and so on. He was a very good captain. And like my friend Hilly was telling me, and I know it for a fact, he was a very, very astute captain and man in the game.
Knowledgeable, yeah.
You see, when sometimes you talk to people, you learn nothing, you know. When some people talk, I say, hey, this man, he talk about, in a kind of way, you know what I mean? But I remember him, we were selectors together. I never forget that. And I went to the meeting late one time, Leave Factory, and when I got there, I already selected the team. So when I got a breakdown, there was a guy from Bonus on the team, and it was recommended by Andy. And then, so I said, no, man, I have a better man than that. A guy named Hungry Walsh. So some guy said, Hungry Walsh, too, what he can this say? And they said, listen to me. And I said, look, Taddy, know that man better now, no. Now picky. And hey, they didn't get the pick. They didn't get the attack. Hungry performed so well. That Hungry first pick. You know, and it was that last game, and they played the match before. I was retiring from the game from Antigua team, so they wanted to fall, but they would play Sunday. And Emerson said, look, let's go with Taddy, man, you know. And I remember one day he asked me, yeah, you have any good guys of Factory, man, that they selected, you know what I mean? And I said, yeah, some good guys. But most of all, look, your Parish League, Parish League, not first class. He's a first class selector. And Parish is playing a Thursday match at Factory. Bunks was a young guy, about 14, 15 or something. I heard about Bunks, so he came over there, he looked for me. I said, one. And he said, well, that guy has some talent, man, Taddy, you know. So I said, hey, he says so something, go to that. You know what I mean? So I had the kind of confidence in the man. He heard about the guy. And he, Thursday after, you know, it wasn't as he's supposed to go watch the match because he's a first class player, you know. But that was the man. He had the talent. I'm amazing you wouldn't know, you know. When we played now, selectors go watch practice. He was going to tell that selectors go watch practice now. I remember the guy saying, he was well loved since he practiced with Rising Sun. People that, even in practice, the man dive a ball, feel like he play a match. Everything. And the selectors took a liking to him. So I would advise all young guys, when you're practicing, put in the effort. Like when it's a match, okay? You don't know watch it.
You know, we had people like, some of the selectors will just look at the scoreboard, or the scorebook, and they see the most runs or the most wickets, and decide, look, this is a good man, let's pick him. But that Sheepy was a different man. He really actually went and looked at the players so that he could give an honest.
I want to say something quickly now before let's forget. Because Mervyn came here to be a guest. Okay, he was his neighbor. I don't think Emerson gave his first football to his daddy. He was a neighbor over. But I didn't know I forgot he was over his man too.
Oh yes,
I forgot.
Yes. But I'm going to start with you. First to ask you, you know, when you got the news that he had passed, what was that feeling like?
Well, I'd seen him I'd seen him Friday. Spent a couple of hours with him. And I realized he was getting on, and then he called me Saturday to say, but the last thing we did when I saw him in, I said, Sheepy, and I put up my hand like this. This is how we always used to greet each other, and we did like that, you know. But I spent so many hours with him, that a part of his sickness and so. As you know, I used to go over there and spend a lot of hours and talk with him, you know. He had a little, Alzheimer's and so, but every now and again the brain would come. And it was always a joy, and as Hillary said, and I said this yesterday on the radio, Hillary Ambrose has always said, I've known Hillary a long time too, she is, if not the most knowledgeable, one of the most knowledgeable. And you know what's amazing, this might kind of sound funny, Everton Weeks, Danny and him were about the same height, and all of them highly knowledgeable people when it comes to cricket, you know. And you see, it's not only cricket, as it says, not only cricket, it's life. She will call your side and give you advice, you know what I mean? And you say, you think you're doing this the right way? I said, no, you're doing it the wrong way. This is how it should be done. But he was like a bigger brother. I've been married to my cousin Avril, you know, so I tell you, he's a wonderful human being, wonderful, and as I say, I'll continue to repeat, one of the most knowledgeable cricketing minds, himself, Daniel Severton, I have ever met. And people don't realize it, he was a disciplinarian too, you know, disciplinarian, you know, he believes if you go out on the cricket field, you gotta look the part. You worked in the office with him, you had to look the part, they can tell you. You know, and a lot of people don't realize, and I'm glad they're here, because I think he played with, I said yesterday, that I think he played really had the cricket team in first class. Keith Michael was a part of it too, yeah. So, you know, it's a sad time, you know, the emotions, but I thank God, 88 years, we have a lot. But Sheepy is a warrior, had a double whammy. Disease is double whammy, you know what I mean? But he fought on, fought on. So, you know, it's part of life, it's a road we all got to go, so may he rest in peace and rise in glory.
Excellent. Yeah. What about you, Getty? You had an experience working with him.
Sure.
What was he like at work?
I'd like to begin from this vantage point where I used to, as a young boy going to boys' school, cricket and football. Yeah, cricket and football are played in recreation ground. The jailmen used to surround the ground with a lot of coconut balls and so on. We used to take the time while they're fencing to farm out a little area under the wire. And that's where the gate for us. And so we have our gate, so we don't care how much fencing and how many people there. And we just want to, one man will get in, and once he's in, he goes to the spot. And that's where. But I used to go mainly to watch those cricket. Look, I listened to cricket on the radio, and I heard about Sheepy, Pat Evanson. And then I saw the short fella behind the wicket. Great guy, right? You know, so I always wanted to get close to him. It happened so that I went to work for BWI, and Sheepy was there, you know. So I was extremely glad to meet him, face to face. And I remembered playing a game, and I was a prolific batsman, you know, but one day, Sheepy said, make sure your elbow facing, your elbow, that elbow there. And I corrected that, see?
What happened after that?
Really and truly, you know what I mean? I felt comfortable.
Yes.
I felt comfortable. But he was a knowledgeable fellow. But at work, this is the thing about Sheepy. He's a very serious man at work, you know, for perfection. You know, he used to be in the cargo area. Well, as a matter of fact, I met him down in the traffic area first, and for some reason he was sent into the cargo. I don't know if he'll join him up there or join Mattis, I don't know. But that fellow is one of the 3 duty officers working with him. And sadly, out of those 4 duty officers we have at BWIA then, only one is alive now. Ricky Nanton would have gone, Hugh Thomas would have gone, now Pat Evanson gone, right? Well, of course, Eustace Cochrane, he left us a long time ago. But Matt is gone, that's right. So that these fellas that you have worked with and you garner knowledge from them over the years, these things can't leave you. Every traits, they all have different approaches to the work.
So-
And if you are keen, as I thought I was, and I picked up from every one of them. Winston Bailey is still around, but
He's the only one.
yeah, he's the only one that is there. But these are folks that you work with, and you know from your dressing, your accuracy of your work, and your alertness to the customers, and so on, and that kind of thing. You learn from them. And I said, apart from this cricket and his football days, and his Sheepy, Pat Evanson was really a man for the job. He is meticulous, and I think that he has left his mark really and truly on everyone that that might have come in contact with him. I want to exhort young people to listen to these, review their lives, watch people when you go and you encounter with them, and don't be too combative. You might feel a little despondency in some time, but it's important that you're taking away some good thing, because in later life, those are the things that guide you really and truly.
Yeah.
Let his soul rest in peace, and our condolences go on to the rest of his family and his close friends.
Well said.
You could take it after that, Hillary, because you've had
Peace
a
with
lot of time.
everyone.
You spent a lot of time with him too, you know. Yeah.
Yes, I must say the first time I saw Pat Evanson was a match Leeds against England.
60.
And I didn't know him. I didn't know Oscar Williams either. I saw them walk out because I watch a lot of cricket. As a
I know,
small
yeah,
boy
yeah.
in recreation.
That's right. Okay.
Schoolboys stand to rude boys. Okay, so I used to watch a lot of cricket.
Right.
And I was very excited to see Oscar playing them quickies. The other guy at the end was very, 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 very accurate behind his bat. Okay, very competent. And after a couple of years, I learned the reason why he played that way. Because he tried to tell me the same thing, Ambi, your job is to go there, get them guys tired. And playing with him, you had a guy, Keith Michael, who could use his mouth. And say, Ambi,
Wasn't all the Michaels like that?
he said, Ambi, you go to over there. He let him knock the shine off the ball, but you go there and you stay there. All right? No, like I said, the first time I saw him was that match, and I was very impressed. Okay? And for a long time, I don't remember seeing him again, playing or hearing anything about him until it was a finals, Parish League finals. And let me tell you, the best cricket they had on the island was Parish League cricket. Okay? That year was 1969. We were playing against St. George's against St. Mary's. All right? I'm not boasting. I like to take first rank.
It's on the gate, you know.
No. You heard about it too. And the first time meeting Andy Roberts was at Bowlands. The wicket was sandy. We had some very good guys with us. Okay? And playing there, I noticed Evanson was in a crowd of men on one side of the school. I heard they were selectors, you know, for the island. So I said, okay, that's 1969. Parish League. I batted there until, if you see Percy Williams, ask him how Andy got me out. He'll tell you. All right?
We got you one out.
No, man.
Well, look, Peace and I here.
Wait, Whitechapel.
Peace and I here, so we gotta ask Peace and I.
Whitechapel.
You tell us now. Tell us.
Let me tell you something. I mean, everybody, was impressed with the way I played because most of the guys, Andy was quick. Andy had a style at the time. When he come, like if he stopped,
Immediate.
and a lot of people used to back away. Some people believed they were running. I would say because he had King from Potters. He had Julian from
King.
Seaver Farm.
Yeah.
Yes,
Okay?
yes.
All them guys coming behind. All right?
Yes.
So we had a good side. Okay? But Andy was quick. And he wasn't as ferocious as after. Because the first time you meeted him, you know? And I think I was a 6-man out at the time. Not with much runs though at the time.
You're Parish League blood.
Huh? Yeah, I didn't meet him then.
Oh, okay.
I didn't meet him then. It was a few months after I started working for BW. Okay? And I was very sad about it because Parish League cricket to me. And what make it worse, when I played the first class match with BW, it was the worst cricket I've played in my life.
You know what's cricket?
I can tell you why. Now, Thomas from Alsea, he was in his prime. Okay? And Pat Evanson was the captain, like I said. And the other guy from Grace Farm, Mac, used to work at Leon, used to bowl off spin. Used to play good football too, so you should remember him.
I think that, yeah. I think
Young
that-
guy,
yeah.
nice guy, man. We were good friends. And I said, shit, I'm going to bowl off spin to Kurt. And everybody, you know, Thomas. But said, look, I want to forward, backward, short leg. Mark would turn the ball. First 2 overs, after he came down, everybody think he going to knock all over. Man, the guy was in a lot of trouble. All because of what Mr. Everson told Mark to do. He didn't make much runs. That was that weekend. Somehow something happened. That was a recreation ground, huh? We had to play them again at Factory. BB against All Saints. Same thing happened with Thomas. Everybody believed Thomas gonna beat the ball, the skin off the ball. Pat had Mark an off spinner. And when Pat said, look, get the ball up there, let him look up. Backward, forward, short leg. Man, I started getting a lot of experience there. I hear people talk about man getting stumbled and so. Pat told me right out, Ambi, no good batsman should ever get stumped out. So me wonder what this man talking about. So I asked him, I said, son, tell me. He said, look, if you watch the ball pitched between wicket and wicket, you go for it. Do not go for a ball that is pitched away from the stump. Because if you miss wicket to wicket, they're going to hit you. Only thing you might think about is the umpire, especially if you're no good. Right? Because if you go down there and you miss it, the ball going to hit you. Man, I learned a lot from that guy, man. I'm telling you. All right? We went, and I missed my first tour going to Guyana, 1960.
With BB team?
Huh?
BB team?
Yeah, because I had a serious accident.
No, excuse me. At that time, you like the BB workers here would play against the BB workers.
Okay, it wasn't BB workers alone, huh? BBT. It was called BBT,
Okay.
but it was airline. Anybody that worked the airline who could play.
Okay, okay.
Okay?
Just want to get that.
Because like I said, Mark used to work with Leon.
Okay.
Who Ferdy work with?
Huh?
Ferdy, the guy brought with.
Bradford.
He was a France winner.
Ferdy, man. Ferdy.
Fitz brother.
Fitz brother, yeah. The one that sells the food. Fitz other
Who
brother.
was a France winner used to be?
I don't know.
He worked in Leon.
I remember.
Okay.
He put Charles of Antigua.
He had a guy from Johnson. Had a lot of chat. Tall guy, man.
Is that your stone?
Cutie Benjamin. Left on the batsman.
He put hours at it, boy. Because yes.
Cutie.
He had a lot of chat, yeah. Right.
Still does.
2 men that Pat that's really showed him up. Keith could out any batsman. As soon as he walk in, skip, give him a ball. But Keith was in a restaurant. Keith feel he could out any batsman. Right? But it was a joy batting with Keith at the time. The first time, like I said, I played Andy in Bowlands, and the first class match, I was playing against Andy and Clem Francis at Recreation Ground. And let me tell you, Clem wasn't as quick, but to me, Clem was a danger man. Because, Andy come with his speed, going that way, he might bring one back. But Clem coming in from about there, and when Clem do that, you don't know which way the ball goes.
You're driving in gully hand?
Hey, no, man. This is where Pat teaching came in. And you go there, you get them tired. Just get the shine off the ball. Ivan Walker, everybody he wasn't really a good kid, but he opened. And he was quick to go.
And Moti,
Right. And Keith came in. Man, I had some fun. Oh, yes, man. The more he hit Andy, the more he chat.
But the thing about it now, you both of you, I've worked with BWI. I also worked with BWI.
You work with Leon?
No.
You started in the city office?
I started in the city office, writing tickets. Writing tickets, and I was interviewed by Pat. And of course, me and Gene Small. Right? They asked us if we had, if our passport and so was valid. And because we had to go to Trinidad the same, to Barbados, sorry, we had to go to Barbados, a Sunjet host there in Barbados for a course. We got the job the same day.
Wait, moving. That sounds like some kind of...
Like an overstay?
You're buying something there. They need to be your man.
No, but let me tell you, he asked a question. Which he said, we're part of Brazil in South America is, also part in South America. I said, but you gave me an answer a while ago. He said, well, at least that's an honest man there. you get the job, man. That's the South, So he said, people like that we need, honest people. It's not about answering the questions or whatever it is. It's honest people we need. And there were two other persons there who gave me the job. But as he was our neighbor also, I would say, I remember his father. His father was an umpire, and me and Viv at times would have to go, and they had a lot of brass, and the brasso, and so we went upstairs and helped them clean that thing, every now and then. But at times when myself and Viv weren't allowed to go to the park, like on Sundays we couldn't go, and big game going on and so forth, and we were supposed to go to church and so. So we went to church early in the morning, we went in the afternoon to Sunday school, and we went at evening mass at 7 something. So the Sunday school part is the time for the big games. So our mom would side with us, and say, well, look, okay, I'll kind of defend you all, So she said, y'all went to church. He said, what happened? And the old man, no, what happened? Wait, I'll go Sunday school? So our mom would say, well, they went service this morning and they're going tonight, so they can rest today. Or they hear big, huh? And he put on his clothes and dress and go away. Right? And make a little round, and make a little spin round and see me and Vivian in the park, No, y'all come home. If y'all want to play cricket, y'all take off your trousers and go back. But would always defend and say, look, well, come on, man, Dan and Mitchie, man. Let's give the boys another chance, man. We've had a lot of potential, man. Not me, So early, Pat had seen something. So what I'm saying is that there were people, there were coaches and all this kind of thing. And a lot of people, they go to fortune tellers to know what's going to happen, But the same fortune tellers can't give you the 6 numbers for lotto. You understand me? But those guys in the early stage, they could look and see that a youngster had talent. So he came and he said, Danny Mitchie, no, man, give the boys a chance, man, let them play and so forth. So, and then with a little argument, and then he would say, okay then, okay, hey, y'all go ahead, but then it happened again, And I think after that, he had given Viv his first bat. Not his first bat per se, because we used to make a lot of cricket bats. But he gave him his first hardball cricket bat. And it was the new one. In those days, they used to wrap them and put on linseed, That was the bat that he gave Viv, But he had the vision, and we all know he was not the tallest guy. He was a short guy. So of course, you know, when other wicket keepers and so like Taddy, when he just get up too early and you know, Sheepy was always there because he was down there already. he was down there already. And let me tell you something, they were tall people. And I look at it and say they're tall people who are shorter than Sheepy. They're shorter common sense, they're shorter intelligence, and they're shorter all kind of things. And even though Sheepy was that small, he was really big in other
I'm
things.
telling you, to me, no matter what I can tell me, he was the most knowledgeable cricket in the Caribbean. When I say Caribbean, Guyana come all the way up to Jamaica.
I hear you.
With anything with cricket. I'm telling you, the guy knew it. Okay? And if the guys around him would or could take it, he'd part to them. I'm telling you, he didn't keep back nothing from nobody. The man knew his game.
I must tell you,
Go ahead.
I must tell you, Mervyn, again, you're touching on something there. We had Isaac to do recording with Sheepy, and he said, well, Sheepy, my partner, Mark, and the guys got to grind money there now. Sheepy could keep more than you, man, Taddy, Sheepy much better than you. That's a joke, but I must tell you, I heard the RCUC question earlier, when he heard Emerson had passed. I was with him.
Okay.
We used to together.
We got the news.
And then his son called about half an hour before and said, boy, you see boy daddy, they're looking good. And then about 20 minutes after, about 20, he called and said, boy, daddy passed. He was like you are dead too. He took it real bad. You know, together they're talking, you know, I mean, when made a man, he spent about 2 hours with him. Can't see for quite a few weeks, so I come apart now. You know, so I went to look for him. But after the time, Saturday morning, and then he got the news. I heard the same day when he got the news. I was there at the time. So I said, "Can you planning?" When Neil called him first, he said, "I come this afternoon to see him." But then Neil called back shortly after and said,
They used to walk a lot together too. In the morning.
I had seen him also I'd seen him a few days before he really passed too. But he was looking kind of bright. And then when his son Neil had asked, "Oh, what do you think?" I said, "Well, me and daddy, they're joking or something," and so, you know. But, and as Hugh said, he did so. You know, he was in his bed and he, you know, so I don't know if he thought I was Hugh, but that was the kind of, and we spoke for a while. And when I went outside and I said, "Neil, man, your daddy looking good, man," and so forth. He said, "Boy, yeah." I said, "Yeah." But he couldn't understand how rapid he just turned for the worse. But I said that's how it is sometimes, you know. But he's a strong man, and he's left his mark. Because I mean, you know, he would from time to time come and tell me and Viv things, you know, like discuss cricket or discuss football, and he also played for Maple.
Yeah.
Maple, well, grammar school and Maple. You know, once you went to grammar school, you know, sport was a part of you. So he played for school and he also played for Maple. So, you know.
Well, fellas, viewers, Mervyn was here just to lend us a hand because I wanted him early. He was busy today, and he had to come and say something about Patrick Evans, his neighbor, the man who took a liking to him and gave him a job, maybe undeservedly, but he got the job.
I made him proud. I made sure that he, you know what I mean? I made sure that the confidence that he placed in me that I would able to deliver, and I delivered. I worked for BB for 1 year, and then when BB and Leah decided to merge, you know, they asked me for where they want to go over, you know, and I said I wouldn't mind, you know, and because in those times, you know, I had a very good handwriting, myself and Gene Small. I mean, when we wrote on the tickets, it looked like if it was printed, like it was a machine did it, you know. So I don't know if Leah and B, we had a fight, you know, but I think Leah won the fight, and I spent over 9-10 years with Leah after that, you know.
The joke again about this thing, the Mervyn. Katie, come some powerfulness a while ago. Hillary, some powerfulness. Tell me something. The teacher sang a baby. Okay, you so poor. That's
No, I mean, it's just powerful. When you talk about the man, you know, it's not power, it's what he was. I'm telling you, look, I will continue to say this. The most knowledgeable in the Caribbean, not in the West Indian Caribbean.
And he brought the best out of you.
Eh? Well,
He made you better than what you
right.
than what you were,
Before I
right?
met him. Oh yes, because I was thinking about ball bowling between pitching between wicket and wicket, and you go down, you miss, you know. And he started telling me, look, no good batsman should out stump.
Yeah.
No good batsman should out stump.
What I can tell you about that, because there's something like you're saying, I know Dan Livingston used to tell us that. Run out
They
and
said two
stop
of them are
out.
partners, right?
Like, two of them bodies.
Right.
Run out them and stop out the two, you give away 2 wickets.
Yeah.
Dan used to tell us that a lot.
Pat could look on the batsman and come back and tell you, look, if you got if the man can catch and you get the field set right, he can't go nowhere. Pat could do that, any one of them. Better than he could summarize a batsman than anybody. All them people here talking on radio right now and run. Pat, to me, Pat was better than all of them.
Well, we have John here now. John and the girl, whoever is there for the girls. So John is here now.
Yes, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Very uncomfortable sitting here, sitting with all these legends, and replacing Mervyn there. This discussion is way above my pay grade. So you see, you have to help me out, in this little part here, carry to the show. But before we continue, let's just take a quick break, and we charge our batteries as we get prepared for our second segment. So we want to recognize our platinum sponsor, ACB Caribbean, Simple, Smarter Banking. And for all of your banking and connectivity needs, be sure to check them out there at ACB Caribbean. They'll take good care of you. Blue Mountain Water, the best tasting water on the island. You can have that right there at Mega Distributors on the American Road. Go right there and let them know that the folks from Talking Parish League sent you. Pine Hill, the most tasting juice on the island. You can have that from Hutchinson Wholesale on the Sir Sidney Walling Highway. Go right there and check them out. And Digicel, the bigger, better network for all of your data, internet, and connectivity needs. All right, well, Taddy, before I go any further, just a little housekeeping. I want to wish my son, Raul John Baptist, a happy birthday. Today is his 21st birthday, so he's turned into, I guess if you want to say, manhood at 21. So I want to wish my son a happy birthday and all the best to him there. All right, Taddy, I don't know where we were. I have to turn this over to you guys. I'm just fitting in and just following the flow of the program. I know we are paying tribute to Pat Evanson, and so I spoke to his son, Yellow. I told him to log in. Yellow, I hope you're logging in. And watching the show. We have some heavy legends here, Hugo, Gatey, and Hillary, and of course Taddy. So Taddy, go ahead.
Well, I was on Giants today, because like I said, speaking of the great, well, in my opinion, the great, because in those days, people weren't given much recognition for the ability. Because, I mean, because Isaac mentioned on the show last week that before times, in old time days, it's like a knockout competition. So everybody meets in one country. If you lose the first match, you're out.
Yeah.
So those guys were not given the opportunity to really, really show the talent. And like somebody mentioned earlier, hey, those umpires were like, even if they favor you, you're in trouble. You know what I mean? I used to hear about it, John. I used to hear about it. And I said, the same Hutton and Smart, and guys here, keep Michael and Derek, you hear the talk, boy, don't pay a tea for our boy, don't pay a tea. But you tell yourself, that man is just a good man, I don't pay a tea for. But boy, John, I had my baptism when I went to sing in 73. And I tell myself, wow. Boy, I hear the man say, don't pay a tea, but boy, no one say myself. John, so those guys, like I said, weren't given the opportunity to really excel. So that's why maybe we don't hear about them much, So when we played, he used to play those, we had 40 competition. And you play all the teams. You play one, I remember one day, Hills, Philip and Bayam and somebody get picked for the Liners, and the top score 18. I remember that. Something in the 60s, I remember that. Someone said to you, John, now those guys didn't have the skill and the talent, but when you play one match, you lose, you can't play again, no.
Oh, it was a knockout.
Yeah,
knockout.
Yeah, I think he used to play one team that year. He used to play one day, he came back in Barbados. The St. Phil, you know, they say, "Oh, take my break, oh, Bajan man." You know, he used to, you know, he part Bajan and part everything, you know. So, I remember he came in for one game one time in St. Phil, young guy, bowling real good.
I came to play trials in 70.
Okay.
And that's when they made Gene Gould, Ellie and myself. They said they're putting us up for the final. And Nevis bowled them out for 92. But me and Gene said, I drink more beer. Me a young man.
A long thing you know badness now.
And then they put up Carver one time, too.
Huh?
And they put up Carver one time in the monster.
Carver.
Carver, yeah.
Yeah, I was
For the
there.
final.
I only played 70 and I
So,
never played
this is what happens,
in
John.
72.
This is usually mentioned. So, if you play one game, you lose.
Yeah.
That's it for you.
Okay,
So,
okay.
so not only Antigua, I believe plenty of the teams had talent. That's why so they come here, John. I'm very passionate about this. One, they knock out stupidness. Can't manage it. Not for Lew Lions cricket. Yeah, and see West Indies and stuff like that. Everybody can't over 4 days. But I can understand Lew Lions go took 3 days, come here and have all the money. But the West Indies supposed to have 4 day cricket. Give the young and the 19s will be playing 3 days at least. So the young, you find good talent. There's one, they not gonna help nothing. And you remember, Clive, Hutton mentioned it. The guys don't get enough, they spend enough time in the crease to think the game.
Mentally
It's all
weak.
fast game.
Mentally weak.
So, John, you hear me say so all the time.
Taddy, we just get a clean sweep, I understand, today. In
John, I don't
the,
worry about 2020 cricket, John. I don't worry about the
You
nonsense.
got the
game.
what?
a clean sweep.
Oh, you may expect something different.
Hugh, we made 200.
Wait. You come here every week, I'm here. I listen to you. You expect something different here. We just said there, West Indies cricket will never improve until they get strong management to do what they have to do. But first of all, they have to play the longer version of the game.
Yeah.
Nobody can come from playing 20, 24 hours, 50 over 7 hours and go and play a 4-day game, which is 28 hours. So mentally, I keep telling you so, we are mentally weak. It's 207 they made today. Man, I'm knocking them off for 3 wickets. 207. I'm a man, I face reality. As a girl in I told a girl in Barbados, every time West Indies lose, I drink brandy. And all she turned to me and said, every time you must get drunk.
We're drinking brandy for now.
When they lose, we drink brandy.
We're celebrating.
They must get blow until these administration realize. And you know what somebody said today? I listened to the commentary and Ian Bishop said it plain. He hopes that the West Indies board and the authorities can sometimes hold on these players, because all they're going to be looking to do is to get signed to go to the 2020 leagues. But I can tell you this, the same 2020 leagues they go, if they don't perform, they're going to cut the throat.
Yeah,
Yeah, but gentlemen, early in the week, there was a T10 tournament, I think in the USA.
It's still being played in Miami.
Okay, still being played. But when we look, okay, the West Indies is a unit, and we operate in the universe.
Yeah.
The universe seems to be heading towards these more commercialized cricket. As you see, the T10 is now taking very strong prominence. The T20 also, and the 50 over. How are we going to get our guys? I mean, when you look at the T10 tournament that is being held presently, it's quite a large amount of West Indian cricketers playing in that tournament.
I remember where it's being played in Miami near Walt Disney Cricket League.
Mr. Gore, Ambassador Hugo. But gentlemen, listen. The whole ideology, the whole focus now of cricket is to commercialize the game. Remember growing up, you have a lot of people saying, boy, test match boring, 5 days, and the youngsters are not gravitating to it. How do we get the youngsters, how do we get the females to gravitate to the sport? And this is where the development of this T20 and the T10 is coming. And that is what is taking over. How do the West Indies, as a molecule in the set, how do they have a program that can ensure that our players don't get buy over into this T10, T20 syndrome?
You realize people from other teams, ain't it? Indians and so. They won, the Pakistanis play the 2020. But a lot of them play, you know where they come from? All of them step from up there and come down. They can adjust much easier. A lot of them, Kohli, Williamson, all these guys play 2020. All guys from Pakistan, Babu, so what's his name? The big
Baba Azam.
Azam. The other fella, the opener there. Huh?
Rizan.
There's nothing wrong with 2020 now, and people have to make the money. I don't have a problem with it. But when people tell you Test cricket is dead, look at when England play in Australia right now. Look at when New Zealand. You get Pakistan to play India, and you're going to see the crowds. But what I'm saying is, these guys need to learn. You think when you finish and your reputation is a 2020 player, you go meet a knowledgeable person, somebody can tell you that he's not a cricket. A man can play 4 and drive through third man. They tell you he hit 16 off 4 balls, 300 strike rate. I told a friend in Canada, a guy from Pakistan made 44 the other day with 10 fours. And I tell him, boy, 8 edges in that. He say it can't be 8 edges because bat only have 2 edges. No, I have no problem. I have no problem. But Bishop hit the nail on the head. That is what's going to happen. And if you notice, I think the IPL haven't signed. It's 3 prominent guys for next year. This is what's going to happen. Why is it some of these guys playing IPL? You don't see anything with the cricket dropping. You know why? Because having played the 4-day, having played the Test cricket, it's easier for them to concentrate. How are I going to ask you to concentrate for 14 hours when all you're accustomed to is a 4-hour game? How are you going to the mental aspect? And Bishop said that today, and the lady said that. We are mentally weak. I've been saying that for years. Mentally weak. I agree with you. I can see with you. Maybe when I George, I back them. Not me. When they get blow, I celebrate with a shot of
Brandy. Get what you drink. Smart out
of brandy.
See, in my cricketing days, you see, I love batting, and you don't get me out. So that this idea of just going in and just facing a couple of balls and out and so on, no. That cricket is where I get in.
They will make money now.
No, I know, but for you to make that kind of impression on the 20 over game, you must be able to stay in the wicket. You have to be in the wicket. You can't take it, you can't make it outside the wicket, you must be in the wicket. And therefore you must guard your wicket. Right? Okay? And the thing about, and cricket is psychological. You have to psych up what the bowlers and the fielders and so on do. Right? And we will tell you that. And that's it.
We come here and talk about with Sheepy, who, like Ambi, is one of the most knowledgeable. As I've said, himself, Danny and Everton Weeks, I don't know why it is, they were short guys, but me tell you, with real knowledge. But as we say with Sheepy, when Sheepy was saying, you should hear Sheepy talking about 2020. Sheepy tell you, boy, you see why. You go there and let go 2 swipe and so. And you know what is end of the sentence would always be? That's not cricket. But after all, this is how a guy can make his living. So what can I say? But when you talk about real cricket, you can't come and tell me about the T20, this and that again. And all the guys that are good T20 players, I can tell you started with the 4-day game, and come down to 20 and adjust. And adjust. You know what I saw today? We make 207. And it's the first time all of them decide to play in the arc. Nobody coming here to do so. They realize you can hit 6 there. And they start, when we had gone 112, I think we had 100 in boundaries, but they were playing straight.
Yeah, that's
and they were running better, running between the wickets. Where in the world you are, even in T20? West Indies had the most boundaries hit. But hear this again to show you. West Indies in T20 cricket are the most dot balls.
Yeah.
Most dot balls.
And that's not in the supposed to be in T20 game. Dot balls should not
You
be
bat 20 overs and 60 dot balls. You realize how that would be? 10 maiden overs. Ridiculous.
But I want to put something, John, because somebody mentioned about, you mentioned about this is the game of the universe game and all that. How many Indians play outside India 2020?
None.
None.
Not, I don't know none. The next thing, I don't even send it to you, Somebody put the article in the newspaper, I saw it on Facebook, Google something. They're crying, there's a boy Russell in Australia,
Yes.
He was unavailable for West Indies. Say you want to stick out time and focus. But he's a big bash, So they say, that is part of the plan West Indies cricket. That's what we ask them guys there. They don't make themselves available for West Indies.
So don't play them.
So they get in the play. Right, then the person say, next time World Cup come, if available again. So therein lies our problem, John. West Indies both very weak. I've been saying that for the longest while. if you don't play, come play 4-day cricket and so on, it's tournament. Because that's the knock England for that right now, John. Thing send down, They're knocking England over that. Some of those guys like Butler and them guys play, and the weak in the English county cricket.
Yep.
So they say English county cricket very weak now because of that now. I think I send down for this week. Because when I don't pick up the fine by now. They say English cricket right now,
Very
the standard weak because the guy playing too much IPL, the good guys, so the standard.
Yes, the standard.
I will
is
tell
right.
you,
They're wrong for the money.
and they tell him that guy kick the guy say Antigua, you know. Until they cut down the money teams you have in Antigua. So all the better guys come,
You want
they go
quality,
6 teams,
yes.
the quality and standard get higher again. When you don't have too many teams, man in practice Antigua, you know, kind of somebody captain call, hey, you're available this weekend, the guy on Friday. You never go shop for practice. I want to go for the place. But not only that, John, when you practice, you bring something to the practice and improve the player. If you don't practice, how are you going to improve?
True.
Practice is a serious thing, you know. And people take it too. You see the same guy, Greg Chappell. I read it for Greg, when Greg Chappell playing in Australia. You know, I read about him many years ago. When Greg in the Nets practice, he bat not to get out. Okay, so you don't want happy to get him out.
And get
He
good
bat not to
habits.
get, he bat like a match in practice.
Good habits.
So I'm saying that's how he took it seriously.
Good habits.
He don't want to get the habit his own business. Okay, you want to get out. So he practice not to get out in practice. So I'm saying, John, there's so many little things. And you know the sad thing to me, like you say drink brandy. I don't drink brandy, we get bad feeling. When we see that, I say I was saying a child game now, so like a jokey team for play World Cup again. Can you imagine how jokey we get? That our anybody in ready for 2020. We're not showing it to him.
But you must check this out. Huh? Who picked the jockey team? The selectors and them. As somebody was saying there, the selectors look in the book and see the score. You can't. That's not supposed to be cricket.
Yeah. But
If
you
you
don't
don't
know
go,
you're a
you watch
selector
it.
go around, well, you're not that here, because you just go around and watch.
Eh? How you going to select a team?
National.
Well, I heard somebody, I think last week it was,
Every game Hillary's at.
Yeah.
Every game, I can tell you. Every game.
Look, let me
Hillary,
tell you
where's the challenger? You hear them talk about Sheepy, them guys, that's the thing about Sheepy. You can't tell people, and look at it, these people that have knowledge of the game. You can't go and look in scorebook, and he's right, you know. They have selectors that do that.
you can't do
Scorebook.
that.
And they say, boy, look, he make 100. And they're not realizing he make 100 against the weakest team.
And it's not
You have to
only-
look, you have to look. A man may get a good ball.
You don't pick somebody because they bat well and feel well, and when the game done, that's it, you know. I mean, the overall, because, you know, these people, you're going to pick them to be ambassadors.
That's
of the
well
country.
said.
So when they go out there, you know, let me tell you something in this country here. You have selectors picking a side, and if the side do not do well, the public want to kill them. Okay? Now, you had a bunch of people, I wouldn't say a bunch of people, a group of people came in as match referees. They were given a stipend. Selectors were not given
Never.
anything.
Yep.
But when anything go wrong, you never hear they say they're going to kill
All the
them.
little gas man.
Yeah. And I can tell you, in less than 3 months after you brought in these match referees, they went on strike for money, you know.
Is that so?
Serious.
Yep.
Serious. But back again to selectors. It's the same thing happening in West Indies. The selectors are not watching the players. They're listening
Friend
to
and company.
John Tom say this
Yes.
is good. Look in the scorebook. They don't spend time out there and sit down and watch them during and after. Okay? And all
I
these
think
things are happening.
sorry, go ahead.
Let me tell you something. You see this boy Cornwall?
Rakim?
Yes. Cornwall wasn't taken care of good in Leeward Islands cricket. Everybody knew Cornwall in Antigua as someone who could bat. All right?
Bat.
Someone who could bat. And when he went somewhere down in St. Kitts to be with the Leeward Islands team, he had to pick a team and Cornwall batting at 80, wondering what is going on. Okay? All that, you know, I'm telling you. Now come into West Indies thing. I do not think he get enough batting practice. Okay? The guy ability is being wasted. So when he do get a chance now, he's going there on the instructions. You don't have no, he can't free up himself.
He's under
That's
immense
what I'm saying.
pressure.
You know, he
And
really
yes.
is a harsh thing to say, but this is how I am, eh? Rocky needs to lose a little weight, because the last time I saw him in the test series, don't get me wrong, and Andy Roberts said something that's quite true, which you can attest to. He needs to take a little longer run, so he can swivel more.
Yeah.
And if you notice, his hand has dropped. His hand has dropped because, don't get me wrong, there's no getting away. I don't think they have anybody that can feel better than him. But as an Antigua, and you see people saying, oh, you're being harsh on Cornwall, you know what people gonna say? Well, how would they allow him to put on all this weight?
Yeah.
And you had Toddy Arundel, who's a knowledgeable, Hugo, and Vivi, and Andy, and all these people who know and should know to talk to him. You know, and this is how people talk. In the other islands, that's how they can talk.
Yeah.
And this is all I'm saying. Once he loses that weight, and you can see it, He
So
has
you
got
think
to lose weight.
he has to work on his fitness?
But it's better for him. It's better for him. He didn't do no worse than others, but he didn't. It's better for him. What do you do when a keeper is running on a ball to backward point? What are we going to do? Hide it? You can't hide on a cricket field. And he's a brilliant slip fielder.
The best
Huh?
in the West
And can
Indies.
catch like all around here.
Right.
But I notice the bowling is not the same. But I know Cornwall lose 15 pounds. Where he's supposed to be looking at, they can't tell me any different. He's the best spinner we have around here. But he's got to lose it in anything you do in life. If you put on ways, your thinking thing is not going to be what it is.
The young guy there, I think the young guy has passed him, Hussein.
Well, Hussein playing more one-day cricket and this kind of thing.
Okay.
You see, this is another thing that one cannot judge fully. Hussein and the guy who came in today, you notice what they do? They bowl the first four. Yeah, Moti. But they bowl the first 4-8 overs. You understand? I want to see them. Nobody get me wrong. Not telling you the door. As I say, 2020, I'm not the biggest fan. I see you bowl at the start and you bowl tight. I want to see a ball too. And when the blow start and come back, I can tell you how good you really be as a 2020 bowler. That's what they do.
No, you see. You make a big mistake, you know. Okay, John like that is how I go on, you know.
So he's a
Okay, John Anderson, so he said a while ago, you know. The Hussein passed him. Kano never played 2020 match, you know.
Yeah, never.
So, coach say the 2020 bowler,
Oh,
the
that-
2020
that's
bowler,
what it is, and
2020
that's
bowler
what
can play
more
test
relaxed
cricket,
as
you know.
well, yeah.
2020 bowler can play test cricket, you have cricket, you have a ball man out now. When 2020 bowler, when they're out in that, I'm coming with the wicket, you know. When the ball falls and so on.
Yeah.
Cornwall spelling test cricket, first spell maybe 10 or 20 over, you know.
But yeah.
So I'm saying to John, this, Hussein started test cricket, he might argue the case like.
Taddy, you're correct. It's Hayden Walsh. I was
But I want to say something further. Because Hillary was onto something earlier. I don't want to come with the same kids. But Carl came out this great spin ball also, but being a hard bowler.
Let me tell you.
Carl was changes his batting,
Yes.
not no bowling.
Right.
When the pitch is good, Carl and they will bowl and good batsman. But Carl came bad good, but the head part.
That's where it
If
is.
you understand his bat to the head and he gets out, Scars go a lot of runs. Like he has the ability to make runs.
Yeah.
And he can destroy bowlers.
The
But
weight, man.
like he used to say,
The weight.
He's not given the chance.
You drop Kale and they bring Cornwall, you know, the man that can't win between wickets. We don't see that, I don't know. But hey, he used to lose some weight and start winning between wickets.
That's it. That's
He
it.
lose a weight.
I know once he loses it, I'm not telling you losing 50 pounds, just lose some. Because when you get back in, hear the two of them telling you, everybody think bowling, you hear what they say? It's batting.
Yeah.
But you have to put in the work and lose the weight.
Come back and bat 8.
Exactly.
Something went wrong.
And not only that, you know, when every time they batted him 6 before he went there, he made 90 something, that's why he made his 100, batting at number 6. But
So this is what I'm saying to you, John.
I do not believe the management is taking care of him.
well, this one here and all, you wonder, because I have to be honest about this, you know, people can say, oh, go, how you can say that, but I live in the real world. There's no way a guy can be on tour, and you obviously see him putting on the weight.
And
You've got to sit him down
Yeah.
and talk to him. That is what good management is about. Have serious talk with him. Because I've seen Cornwall big, yes, but with his stomach much you know.
Right,
And
right.
I know in a way it is affecting him, because whether you like it or not, he was able to bowl 30, 35 overs and so. But nowadays you find if he reaches 14th and 15th, start bowling more bad balls, and all he needs to do is just lose some weight. You can't get away from it. You
Right,
can't. You hit a man for 40 in
43, man.
But I'm saying to you, I don't know this 40 hitting business.
Yeah.
I want him to bat it, I want him to hit it.
Yeah.
So I'm saying to you, right, John, Carl want to lose some weight. Carl has been hearing that for so long. Has Carl made the effort?
See? Yeah.
That's the thing,
Yeah,
you
yeah,
know.
I don't-
Has John, you hear me come in the show and says you wake up early, mile, run all the miles.
Yeah.
Carl, you're a big fielder with the boys, you know. You're a big fielder for but no. If you want to lose some weight, hey, get the discipline.
Yeah.
Because there's no doubt, the guy, like we say, he's the man, a brilliant fielder. And
He's a lucky
it's a good batsman. He's a good batsman down the middle, you know. Even his size, you want to occupy the crease and bat. But when we can start out, you say you must start with John cricket, 10 overs, one softball cricket. And this is happening in Test cricket. And when they get out to John, when they get out John, then it can't say, well, hey, the bowlers, the batsman.
The situation,
No, I don't know you're out.
That's what I'm saying.
I don't know you're out. Yeah, that's what I'm saying to you. So I'm thinking, there's no doubt Carl Noah got a talent.
No, you can't get away.
It went well. When he went second,
I'm telling you,
and then also he thinks he's a bowler.
you know,
But nothing wrong being a bowler. Okay, take for example, the guy Chase.
yeah.
Chase still batting get high in the order. And still bowling.
And made himself into a better
so
bowler, yeah.
So there's no stopping him from being a good
I'm
batsman
telling you,
and still
I'm
be the good bowler.
He and when he goes there, he go on the instruction. He have no time to do nothing for himself. This is all I see.
But I don't want to agree all the time because I hate when they play some matches up your last. He scores some good ones, man. Against Sri Lanka, Bangladesh.
Yes, he batted well at number 10.
Yeah, he
And you
batted
see,
well.
Yes.
the thing you've got to do, and I can see with you to bat higher, but my argument is with him, I always tell him this, regardless, you cannot be batting 8 and you get out. Come not out.
Exactly.
Come not out.
Exactly.
Come not out. I show them, come not out. Come not out.
I agree.
You can't be at 8 and next thing you know, you get out. It's 90. You come not out. And you have the right to make 100 in them 2 games.
Yeah.
Man looked on top of the ball.
You know another thing.
Oh
with
gosh,
Pat,
man play some shots.
Pat I used to hear Pat say, I mean, they feel them I go to rubber. But I had to forget to the pitch of
See,
the ball.
hear that? Boy, oh, you could tell you about that, playing the spin, man. Huh?
But I tell you, look, you make go to rubber, you stretch, you get to the pitch of the ball.
Oh, see?
You stretch, you get up back.
And that's what I'm saying, you would like to hear, I mean, you can imagine listening to Pat, watching these guys and so forth. You know, you would have let one or two little wrong words.
But the
First
thing
time I see him was against England, West Indies, and Oscar Williams.
Oh, yes. Both of them made
Oscar
60
Williams,
something.
look, he impressed me.
Yeah.
Dynamite.
Ask Williams.
Oh,
I
man.
heard he was very good.
Wow, wonderful player.
And look, very quiet man, you know.
I know.
Humble.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He quiet
Yeah,
man.
he should be.
You
He should
wouldn't
be.
believe.
Sheep is just
He
about
should
the
be
same
open.
thing.
Yes, humble.
Soft-spoken.
Yes, humble and
Very
thing.
quiet man.
She'd be sparring, boy.
Yeah.
And then
He too had knowledge of the
Yeah,
game.
man.
the next time I saw him was down Bowlands at the St. George against St. Mary's. And when I got close, it was 69. Same time I got close to Katie, I went to work with Beewee. Telling him, and play with him, listening to him. The guy knew it, man. You know?
Like,
And what is happening to cricket in the Caribbean too is that these young guys come in and they don't want to listen to the old heads. I can
Nail on the
remember,
head.
I might, if you might have heard about it, I don't know if you heard about it. When Gale and Haynes and them were in their prime, and they say, okay, you're going to get all the guys to talk to them. I can swear they were told they don't want no old man talk to them when Vicky went to Jamaica. I could swear here that. That is what is happening in cricket in the Caribbean today. They don't want to listen to the old man.
But Hillary, is it cricket or is it society? Is it deep?
It's a combination.
no.
But we're talking cricket now.
No, Kili, I want this with John question now. I tell you why. If I'm in society and you come and want to talk to me, I'm going to never talk to you.
Yeah.
But if you're in West Indies setting,
Oh, yes.
if you're in West Indies setting,
That is-
and they send people to talk to you, you don't want to listen to them,
You don't want to listen
but
to
just find them.
No,
Yeah, Yes, John.
Taddy, listen. And I think it was the guy from Barbados, your friend that we had on Zoom, he said it. It's a
Man from Barbados, you say, oh, Taddy, little Frankie
Michael, yes.
Frankie
Taddy,
You can go on.
Taddy end up the manners of Bajan now. So,
You Bajan too. Aunties just Bajan too.
Taddy, society has changed.
Yes,
Even the
yeah,
discussion we talk about here. In your days, the cricket field was laden with people wanting to play cricket.
Yeah.
So,
John,
just a second, sir. Just a second. Today, it is a different environment. I remember, I think it was Emil sitting here. Emil said, all I had to do was take care of the animals, eat, and then I would go, it's either football or cricket. Today, you have these, you have that, you have basketball, you have golf, you have a variety. So there's a lot more options available. So people now don't feel that, commitment is not the right word, but they don't feel that attraction, physical attraction to the sport as was in the days gone by.
Can I say
And
something
so,
like that?
no, wait man, wait.
Okay,
And
just-
so
just
it's
make
going to
sense of it.
it's going to take more than just saying this is how it was in the past. It's going to take a lot more effort, a lot more psychological working with these people, because people nowadays, you can't even talk to your own child. We used to say a village raised a child. I remember Vivi sit down here and Vivi say, man, you go up the road, if you do something, somebody deal with you. Now you go up the road and you talk to somebody, child, the mother come in and deal with you. So it's a different society. So I'm saying what happens in society will reflect in the organization.
I don't agree with you at all.
Okay.
Total disagreement. I'm going to say to you again. If you work with Biwi, you come to a training, and Biwi send some consultants, and you walk with a room. Because it's send us, we paying them now. This is also guys out of the street now. These are guys selected by West Indies. They're West Indies players. We select you.
Yes,
No. I would say the players, the
yeah,
players in the room.
okay.
You're the players that we picked. You're no team.
Right.
And then we're going to send
to
now.
represent us.
And then we send Hugo to have a talk with you. And you can walk with the room. That's the end of your career. You have to listen to them. Because this is not just put out of society walk out of the seat now. It's a selected team. You see if they got all kind of mentors.
Oh, I never want to come in there, but let me just push this in there, come in here. My understanding, before when y'all would travel to Nevis, Montserrat, Anguilla, 2 people in a room, that don't go now.
What John is
Society has changed.
2 sleep in a room still.
John,
No, not an international.
That's international, but you are...
In regional?
In
Okay, good.
regional,
Good,
but
yeah.
you see, one of the years, that's 2010 when I came back, it was 1 to a room, and then they changed it back.
Oh, they've changed it back?
No, yeah, 1, but in the thing is 2 to a room, in the 4-day cricket, the regional 4-day. But I can tell you something, you talk about commitment, and how times have changed. The word commitment is still spelled the same. Whether you play cricket, whether you play football, whether you play. So regardless of what you're saying about this has changed with society and children and so, if you don't have commitment to anything, you're not going to get anywhere. You have to be committed. Committed is still the same meaning in the dictionary. Still the same meaning in the dictionary. So as much as, yes, society has changed, and sometimes you talk to them and they don't, that's their business, you know, because if they're not committed, it's not me, you know. As I always say, if you talk to young people now and they don't listen, St. John Cemetery there, that's the only place I have to go for now. Commitment has not changed. So when you know, you're there saying about, oh, they're going to play other games and so, yes, there's nothing wrong. But they better be committed to the other games they're going to play if they want to get somewhere. You agree with that?
I agree.
You have to be committed. You don't want to play cricket because you feel this. Let me go and be the best at the be the best I can be at basketball. But you have commitment because you share the same way. Look at the footballers you see, you just saw up at thing. I'm sure they want to get scholarships. So it's not about cricket, football. Is about whatever game you play in life, whatever you do, your job, your schoolwork, you have to have commitment to get the best out of you. Man used to laugh, you know, they used to have a fella at lad school. Man used to go and say, well, he always going home early. You know, even talk back to a little line with the boy, little line. When all levels come, all are failing, he gone with 10. Say, man, your cousin go down the road. You were committed maybe to thing, but he was committed to his work. Commitment, the world will never change. Once you're committed to something, you're going to find yourself improving.
My taking is here, John. Not so much committed, you know what commitment. I'm worried about if you're in a West Indies setting.
Oh yeah, well yeah.
You're in a team, they pick you, and they send Katie to talk to you. And you know what, listen. So we get rid of you. You can't be bigger than the team. You can't be bigger than the team.
You know that.
Nobody bigger than the team.
That attitude alone tells me that.
Get rid of you. Because this is a man, you didn't send Katie because Katie didn't know you was, you know.
Katie manage people in life.
I mean, I tell Katie who manage.
Yeah.
Anybody they send to you. Because they think they can add something to you and help you. So you have to listen. You're not a choice.
But I think the problem with our sportsmen these days, you know, is that they have no real objective. They come into sports and they good. They have some good abilities and so on. But what's the objective?
Yeah.
So because you are not convinced, you have no objective, or you're not clear of the pathway to the objective, you falter along the way. And therefore, there where the management comes in, that you have to keep you, okay, you want to reach that day, right?
Yes.
So let us look at the pathway, that pathway, right?
Well said.
And therefore, you can always guide if you're falling off that way. But you must be, the commitment is to the objective, you know.
Yes.
The objective.
See?
And that's what's happening. They just don't care. I mean,
So then, gentlemen, so then we're looking, and I think Clive Lloyd had alluded to it when he was here too. So we're looking at a broader picture because yes, the players have some level of responsibility, but you're talking the system within which they work with, they play with, they occupy with, that has to change to facilitate that that vision. If I think that's the road you're going down.
yeah,
I'm going to tell you something, not to cut in here, that Toddy said, and I said it, when I watched the final between Australia, and I'm going back to 2020, or Australia and New Zealand, which to me was a very good game. I like what Toddy said, if you bring somebody to talk and you don't want to. You see my idea, you see the West Indies team? And then we say, look, we're not practicing this morning. We're going to watch it play on the third day's play of a test match. And any of you who don't want to watch, or when I ask questions when you're done, you can't be a part of this team. No, you laugh. You laugh. You must be able to, look at that 2020. You think you saw Williamson doing all of this? Huh? You have to have commitment. So and then I said, look like when England were in trouble, and they fought back to be 200 and something. You say, look guys, after the practice and a little lunch, we're going to watch a little thing. You can learn from your opponent. That's another thing we West Indians have not learned. They will play a whole test match. See a wicket keeping going, and the batsmen and them doing this, going on the front foot. And the first ball they get in the innings, they play back. So you can't learn, you can't see what's going on. You can't see, you can learn. You can learn. And you see people like Sheepy, but in these days here, you won't find them finding Sheepy. Toddy would have found Sheepy. You hear Katie and Hillary. Look at what they are. I'm not giving them anybody there, but them in the 70s, me in my high 60s. But we would find time. Find time. That's where we got knowledge. And speaking to people like Sheepy and Keith and Derek, even Hilson Phillip, we stayed back and we talked about cricket. Not now, it's up your bag and go. And don't talk about when you pull off the earplug. All you hear is somebody kill you down in Jamaica there, 3-gun shot.
So Hugh, coming from a management perspective, you're saying that the management would have to take control of these things. You would
But they
have
have to.
You would have to dictate.
No, you don't dictate, nothing wrong with the little music, All I am saying is, they have technology, isn't that so? I would like somebody to answer this. For the last 10 years plus, an analyst has been going on tour. The analyst, you get out a certain way, I would think they ask you, you go and look at how you got out. So tell me what's going on, because we're getting out so since 1998, that is it. Tell me what's going on. Is either the analyst not doing his job, or they're not really watching and learning, so somebody had to go. Whether the analyst or drop the player. That's what the analysts, they're lucky, They can go and look at tape and look back at what's being done. And that's what Kerry Jeremy said. I was telling John Archibald the other day. When he got his job broken and thing and came back home, he came to join the Leewards for the second half of the thing. And you know what? He said, really think, when he went to Australia, on the rest day and so, when the man they're joking and watching this and that, Australians they're watching something, or doing a little running on the beach, or gone to do extra nets. That's how you get good. That's how Steve Smith, people look at Tendulkar and feel, oh, gifted and talented. 4 or 5 times a day use of practice. Steve Smith spent 9 hours. I challenge you to find anybody playing for West Indies now we're going to net for more than 4 hours.
Good afternoon, Darby. Good to have you on board. Good afternoon, Carol Martin. Marsha Leigh Jarvis, good to have you. Myron James is on board. Good afternoon to you, my friends. Good afternoon to you. Tony Lou. Good afternoon, guys. Blessed Christmas. My condolences to the family. And Leon Francis saying, good afternoon, gentlemen. Have an awesome show.
John, what a number for Leon. Tell me I want a number for him.
Okay, Leon, you would have heard Taddy, so you could just either put in a number in the chat and Taddy would get it. Taddy needs to get in contact with you.
I want to say something.
Yeah.
If you come from so, come to me. And you come from me, go back so, everybody here has done management in some capacity. You see that? From here go down, you turn it back to front. So when you hear them speak, you understand where they're coming from. And it is definitely that mentally we are weak. A man like Sheepy, Danny, those are people you would pick out to go and speak to. You think, let us be honest, we just got knowledge about the game like that? You think you just walk out? You spoke to people. You sat down and listened. They have everything in the world, West Indian players, or anybody playing cricket, to want to do well. I asked this question the other day. I am happy for the professional league that they've had for years, because somebody can make a living out of cricket.
Right.
But tell me if our cricket has really improved since the professional league. I asked you that, hear the word. Sometimes you want to say no, is the wrong name there for the league, not professional. Pronoun. Pronoun.
Hey, John, you see, mention Danny. And he mentioned a name before that name, Clem Francis.
See?
Those guys are, they got the genius of the game, Them guys know the game inside outside, When the guy talking about the cricket and somebody, you have to try to learn, The guys know this game big time, John. Look, like you say, at the end of the game, you sit down and chat and they explain things to you when, hey, the Danny at Rising Sun, boy, that like academy, the university. Pick up the man there. John, and he will tell crank your ball fast, his medium pace, leg spin, good, and some play ball, mix it up. There was the hard guy,
Mix it up.
So, I was saying to you, when you come around those guys, but there might still some guys that know the John, but what happens, like you used to say, as soon as the game ends, everybody gone home. They can't wait to get to a lion, Straight enough, I don't know what happens. And I measure the used to. I blame the coaches of the teams.
West Indies coaching situation is a mess. Big time.
I agree with you.
Sorry, I didn't hear that.
West Indies coaching
Big point.
is a mess. Big
Big
time.
point. Very big point.
How what grounds do you make that statement?
Well, I would like to chop it.
What goes?
Just to let us game.
You see it in the match today and the day before and the day before. You want better grounds on that?
I can tell you the grounds I know what you're talking about. Here it is, you have Hope, who's coming to play in the 2020 deferral. Hope is not really, okay? I don't know you opened with. And then you had Puran, who got out. Then you send Booby Thomas. Then you send Shamar Brooks. You could be thinking the game, because they're three of the same type of players who push around. You know, look for the little singles out there. And you're behind, you had Smith, you had even Shepherd.
Romeo Shepherd, yes.
You had Powell. We never think of changing, and I said this years ago when Kyle Hope was failing. If a man is failing at number 3, try him down at number 5 or 6. We change nothing. You're not the guy that gone 2,000 runs for Pakistan in the 2020. Where you, Sabah? You follow cricket? I don't follow it so much now.
He's about
under
6 or
7,
7, yeah.
See how he has adjusted? Huh? And another thing with our coaches, you look at Langer, you look at Trafford now, you see young players around them. My partner's always sitting by himself. I'm not telling you don't talk to them, but the time to have them around you is when they're out there and pick their brain. When you're managing, you know, and I heard Bishop saying at the time, the 12th and 13th man, not Bishop Lloyd, he said it here on the program. It's not only them on the field, you know. You better can explain yourself when you're off the field, you know, because you see, you're supposed to be watching the game like me. I'm in their manager coach. You're supposed to be watching the game like me. But it's really sad without cricket. It's really, really sad. And she be, you know, it's amazing. You tell people, boy, go and find Mr. Everson. I can give you a job, and this is a serious one. Pardon, Stuart Williams. I had got in an accident. Got in the accident, and they were playing here. I'm sure he'll hear this. You remember when Sheepy told him, you need to push out?
Yeah.
You remember that joke? I don't know if it's a thing. Told him, you need to push out your left foot more. Stuart could drive, you know, the up. Stuart could bat. You can't get away from that. I thought he got, you need to push out. And I think the thing was, what type of cricket you played? Yeah, this joke. I got in the accident, so home. I think Sheepy gave me jokes. I said, don't worry, man. You're going to be doing like us soon. You know what happened? Next time me and you watching against England, I see Stuart Williams sitting on the bench. I said, Sheepy, is he doing like us? Only thing, you don't have a TV in front of him. Listen, when you think, oh, you could have Sheepy, Clem, Danny, guys, even when we were 30s and things, always found time to talk. We had a big fella here named Taddy Kutte. Have you ever scout question?
Yes.
All right. Ball a good thing. Play with this. Play with this. Play with this. That's what I said. When you're playing against Empire, All Saints, whatever, Rising Sun, all the teams, they always had somebody in there you could sit and talk to and have fruitful conversation after the game.
Do you think we need to take our players into a classroom?
Wait a minute. You're talking about the same Carver, right?
Carver Brown.
You know what Carver? Carver playing football. You think Carver don't know what he plays sports, okay? I bat against Carver. And after the first 3 balls, my batting changed. Because I see Carver was a person take his game very serious. Okay? You went in there, but I went in there and said, well, look, Carver, them crazy people. First 3 balls from a game changed. Yeah. These are guys, you know, if you sit down and listen to them.
I don't know what poor sheep should say when you see this whole cricket nobody. No, not now, but even before. They were them, that's how they say. You see them there, they better learn to play push on.
Do you think we need to take our players back into a little classroom setting?
In a classroom, they need to sit down and we need to get people, as Gaty or Hillary said, get people to go and talk to them. And as Taddy said, you see, you took that lightly, you know. You know what, listen, if I'm in there talking, you bring somebody to talk. And at the end of it, he asks, you have nothing to say, and he starts asking questions, and you don't think, why I should invite you back in there? You have to go. And I'm going to tell you this because I'm not afraid to say it. I'm not going to call a name. You know, you're always up there watching cricket. one of the West Indian officials told me they brought somebody to speak to the ladies' team. I get the notepad and so on. When they're done, not one of them have anything written down on the notepad. And then he give me a joke. He said, one of them fall asleep, and I said, what you all did? He said, well, you know, you're not really in charge. I said, boy, oh gracious, that's why I could never make it, Carl. Go about your business, don't tell the board, maybe the board can fire me. This is the problem we have. I don't think about cricket change. Sheepy always said this, cricket hasn't changed. Because you put your left foot out, your right hand and drive,